Thought about you all morning, but I figured I would give you some space while you're at work, just because we've talked so much recently that it's just a lot to process for both of us. But I thought about you all morning, and I wrote you a story that I think you'll like. I hope that you'll like it. So we all start off up here, right? And we start off with a foundation that life gives us, and we don't really have any control over what that looks like. That might be like a really healthy family structure, but we're poor, you know? We go to a good school, but we have some genetic disease or something that makes life a challenge. Everyone's dealt a different hand, and we have no control over our foundation. As we go through life, we get choices, and we can only move left or right. We can never move vertically, and I'll explain that, but we can only move left or right. We can go to school or we can ditch school. You know, I could have finished my college degree, but I chose to drop out and start a business in the trades. You could become a dentist, or you could enlist in the Air Force. And sometimes, life kind of brings us full circle to where you want to be a dentist, but you decide to enlist in the Air Force, and then after you serve, you get the opportunity to become a dentist. So sometimes life brings things full circle. But there's other times where the direction that we pick is becomes who we are. So I did drop out of college, right? And I could go back, but I would be 16 years behind where I would be now if I had just stayed in college. And I could go back and still become an engineer or whatever, but I would have missed out on 16 years of building in that direction. So as we go through life, we move left or right. And then as life goes on, the concrete between these bricks, life solidifies that on its own. And these bricks, as we're moving them left to right, eventually life locks them in where they are, and it starts a new row, left to right. And the vertical part of the wall that we build happens just as a force of time, and we have no control over that vertical movement when life pushes us up to the next course and we have to choose left or right. We have no control over that vertical movement. We can only move left and right, and life is the thing that moves us vertically. And so come down here, we can take what we start with in life, right? We got some good, but we got some bad. So as life keeps handing us bricks, we can make a choice to work on some of the things that we struggle at in order to build new growth. And we can't move over here until we plant some foundation, right? I grew up poor. Maybe that's the red thing over here. I grew up poor. So in order to be able to build over here, I have to overcome some of that. Change my foundation and then lay a new brick in that direction. But we can't build over nothing, right? You can't take the foundation that you start with and then just move your entire life completely 100% in the opposite direction because you don't have anything to stand on. The direction that you're going over here doesn't have your family, your friends, your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses. You just, I just want to become Elon Musk tomorrow. It's not possible. I could get there, but I would have to build a foundation for that to get there. As we go through life, we start noticing some good decisions, right? I'm building in a good direction. But we also see mistakes where I missed a brick here. And if I had built that brick, I could have actually gone in a good direction even faster. But I missed a brick. I missed a brick somewhere in my childhood, and I used other bricks to build over it. but there's a void here, right? And maybe the brick that I'm trying to build right now, there's nothing underneath it. So I need to take care of this one first before I move that direction. Some people take all of the bricks that they get in life that are bad or that they don't understand, right? I don't understand this. This is confusing. It's scary. And I'm just going to throw that away. And I'm just going to use the bricks that I understand, that are safe, that are familiar. I'm just going to use those bricks and only those bricks. And I'm going to build just left to right in a very confined space and just build straight up. And they look at the same sunset every night when they get home, because their life is the same as it was when they were a child. They're just older. They have more memories, but they're the same memories year after year. They just stay where they're comfortable. Some people take the bricks that they don't understand, the scary bricks, the risky bricks. They use that as a foundation in order to build in one direction with good bricks. What if I fail? Okay, it's worth the risk. What if I'm not smart enough? Well, let's find out, right? Sometimes life gives us bricks that we don't understand that are painful, and these are opportunities to deal with childhood trauma or fears or weaknesses in our own personalities. So life hands us a red brick, right? And we're like, I don't like red bricks. I don't want to deal with it. That hurts. And we just get emotional. We freak out. We take the red brick. I don't want this bullshit. And we throw it down on the ground. And what ends up happening is that we destroy one of the bricks that we've already laid. It might be destroying a career or a friendship. You know, your friend says something hurtful to you, and instead of taking the opportunity to look at your own heart and be like, why was that hurtful to me? They meant it as a joke. Why did I get so hurt about that? Maybe there's something in my past experiences that I haven't really dealt with, right? But instead of taking the time to think about, was that an opportunity? We're like, oh man, my friend's a fucking asshole. Fuck this friendship, right? And we slam that brick down. But life is actually trying to give us an opportunity to take that brick and be like, hey, you just said something that hurt, but I realized you meant it as a joke, and the reason why it hurt is because I went through something down here that was really hard. And I should have been using this red brick to fill in something that I missed, right? Like this brick. I missed that brick. And the next time I get a red brick, this is probably a good spot for it to go, you know? When you and I met, we were close enough to each other to where we could see, like I could see your castle from my castle. I don't really know you, and that's the doubt, right? Like I see you across the river, but I don't really know you. I can see the bricks that you've built in your life. I can see some of the good ones. You can see some good ones in me. I also see some of the bricks in you that maybe make me nervous. You see those bricks in me, but we're close enough to each other to see each other. And when we met, you had fear and danger in your life. And this is you holding a flower, which is very pretty, by the way. And you're holding a flower because what matters to you a lot of the time and what you're good at in life is finding happiness, is finding beauty, and the safety of being able to enjoy that without someone stripping it away from you, right? But what you're up against is abusive relationships, fear of not being able to provide for my kid. What happens if this? What if I don't get a good job? Danger, fear, right? And you're holding this flower like, what I want in life is something beautiful and something safe. And there's this big nasty fucking kill, murder, death, life stuff, right? I have the strength to fight this guy, right? Because I've got a sword. I'm pretty good at killing fear and danger, right? But I'm looking at my own life going, man, I'm crippled with stress and loneliness. Like I'm strong, but I just use my strength to destroy things. I want something good and something beautiful. And I'm looking over at you going, man, I could really use a couple flowers in my life right now. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be perpetually stressed out. I want to enjoy life and be happy and find the good things in life. And I'm looking at the chaos that life is giving me, going, man, I really want the goodness that Allison has in life. That's part of who she is. And I want to bring that into my life. And you looked at me like, man, this guy is strong. He doesn't hurt me. I do feel safe with him, and I need that in my life. And we got to know each other, but we didn't really know each other. And I think you have a fair point with that. We didn't really know each other. We knew enough about each other that I don't know what color some of these bricks are, right? I don't know if these are good bricks or bad bricks. I can only see a few of them. And we got married, right? So we built, this is a bridge. Our castles don't connect, but we built a bridge. And overcame that doubt that I don't know if this person is who I want to spend my life with, but we bridged that gap with a marriage. And it's built out of rope right now. It's built out of rope right now, which is not necessarily the end of the world, but it's definitely not the ideal thing. So that's the next part of the story. But it's not the end of the world, but it's not really an ideal thing. It's cool that we were able to become that close that fast. But eventually, if we want this marriage to last, we're going to have to upgrade some of the framing on this bridge, because it's a little rickety, you know? As life continues to give us new bricks, where do we put them? Do you build, safety and happiness? Those are two of the things that I think of when I think about you. Those are things that you're good at, but they're also things that you want in life. So do you build where you're comfortable? Look what happens when we put bricks on this side of right? Do you get closer to fear, right? I'm good at being determined and strong. And if I keep building in the direction that makes me good at what I do, I can be determined at work. I could fucking work 16 hours a day and get closer and closer to loneliness and stress, right? But these are the things that I'm good at. That's part of the thing that makes me who I am, is that I am good at finding a problem and just attacking it until I overcome it. And I can do that. I am able to build bricks in that direction and just get more and more of the loneliness and the stress that I've known for most of my life. Or we can choose to build those bricks in between us. You and I kept adding new brick in the direction that we're comfortable, right? I was adding my strength bricks. You're adding your happiness bricks or your need for safety bricks, right? But not looking at me for your happiness or your safety, right? You weren't planting bricks here, and I wasn't planting bricks towards you to use what I'm good at, my strength, my determination. I wasn't building them towards you. We were both building to where we're comfortable, right? And the thing that we're comfortable with, sadly, sometimes, was not paying attention to each other. And that rope bridge that we built for our marriage that started getting stretched farther and farther apart. And it's literally hanging on by a thread right now. There's a thread in here somewhere. It's really small, but there is a thread in there that's hanging on to that. I've made a decision in my heart that I want to plant the bricks that I get in life. I'm going to plant those towards you every day. I've made that decision in my heart. I do choose you. I do want a marriage with you. And I am going to plant my bricks in that direction. But remember, we can't plant over nothing, right? So what happens when I get bricks that I don't understand, or bricks that hurt, or bricks that might be too heavy? What happens if we miss a brick altogether and we do something that hurts the other person, right? How am I supposed to plant these good bricks over that? Here's doubt, right? This is doubt. Is this, you're the goal, you're over here, I want to build bricks towards you, but there's doubt right here. And if I just slap a green brick right here, it's going to fall straight down that pit. In my heart, I've committed to laying all my bricks towards you. But what do I do with the ones that hurt to touch? These are actually the ones I need the most, because you can't put a good brick on top of doubt. It'll just fall down, right? It just falls down. But the red bricks actually build truth and certainty, even if it's painful. Putting this red brick here, even if it hurts, at least I know what it is. At least I know that it hurts. And I understand how it hurts, why it hurts. Maybe it hurts because of something over here that I haven't really dealt with in my life yet. And I plant this brick here, and I don't like that brick. It hurt to plant, but it drives down doubt, because at least I know what it is. And it gives me the opportunity to lay a good brick on top of it on the next course. So when you and I met, I'm just cruising along. Me, right? And then all of a sudden I meet a girl that I really like. She's beautiful, she makes me happy. I can tell that she's kind and gentle, and she has resting bitch face, but I know it's because she's been hurt. And when she does let down her guard with me, I can see that she's kind, and she's actually beautiful, like truly beautiful on the inside. And so Allison is over here. There's me over here. This is me. There's Allison. I see this girl, and I'm like, oh, she's beautiful. And everything between us, left to right, remember we move left to right, everything between us is fear and doubt, right? I see this girl that I really like. I would like to move in this direction, right? I would like to build good bricks towards Allison, but there's a river of fear that would prevent that. And the first question is, okay, well, I like this girl, but is she actually going to leave Austin? Am I actually able to commit to a relationship right now? Is this even possible? Is the first fear. You know, not asking if it's good or if it's the best. Is it even possible? Well, you did leave Austin. And all of a sudden, this brick that would have just continued being me gets replaced by you. It's the possibility that you and I could actually, here's that red scary brick, but I planted it, said, is it possible? It is. And now we get to this green brick where it is possible, and I want to start building in that direction. Okay, she left Austin, we know it's possible, but is it going to be worth it, right? Are we actually going to be good to each other? Are we actually going to make each other happy? Or is it just possible to date each other because anything's possible? But is it possible to make each other happy? And it is. I know for a fact that it is. And I know for a fact that you make me happy, right? And I also know that you're willing to try, because that carries over from the previous part. Okay, so I make you happy, you make me happy. And now we've decided that we're also willing to try, okay? But is it worth it? That's the question there. Okay, so it's worth it. It's possible, and it's worth it. What if we get hurt? What if I hurt you, or what if you hurt me? Well, that did happen. Both of us. I hurt you, and you also hurt me. And we know from the beginning that it's possible for us to be together. We also know that it's potentially worth it, right? Because you do make me happy, and I know that sometimes I make you happy. But all of a sudden, we hurt each other. And it's really hard to plant this next brick because of that, right? Are we going to hurt each other? And the answer is yes. right? We definitely did. This question is, can I forgive her? Right here. Can I forgive her? Well, it hurts. But yes, I'm willing to forgive her. But in order to forgive her, I've got to get rid of some of that hurt. I didn't fill this brick in completely, right? But I have to find a way to deal with some of this hurt. And this one is still, it's not completely green. It's like brown. Yes, I found a way to get over some of that hurt, but it is kind of that poopy red-green color. Can I forgive her? And in order to forgive her, I have to fill in some missing pieces from this brick that got damaged, right? The next question, though, is, can I trust her, right? Can I actually trust her? And I was able to heal this pain enough to plant the brick that I can forgive you. But there's still some missing spots in this brick, right? I was able to repair it enough to forgive you, but if I try and plant this trust brick, there's nothing underneath it, you know? So I want to be able to trust you. I want to be able to plant that green brick. But I've also got to use those shitty bricks that life keeps giving me and fill in the rest of that brick that got damaged, right? And so now we move up. We already know that we could try. We know that it's worth trying. We know that we can forgive, but can we trust, right? If this is the trust question and it's hard to plant because there's pain underneath it, this is the question, can we actually trust? And on a side note too, so here, you know, there's this red brick. There was pain where that brick, you know, what if we hurt each other? We did, so that brick didn't get planted. We had to come back later and repair that brick. So right here, it's me, there's only two me's, right? But after this brick got skipped, me is like, well, I don't really like getting hurt. And if here's the hurt, I'm going to go this way. So now I've got three me's. I only had two me's before, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, because part of the me's are getting replaced by you. But all of a sudden I see this brick that is missing, and it hurt because I saw it get removed and it hurt. So now I'm like, oof, that was painful. Probably need to take care of me a little bit more. And I start moving left, right? So the question is, how can I trust you, right? We're here. Okay, I can forgive you, but can I actually trust you? This is the green brick that I want to place. But this one needs this, okay? So I've got to do some more work in my heart and get some better repair cement. I don't fucking know what I need to do, but I need to do something in order to complete this red brick, right? And so now, okay, I actually have a foundation to answer this question. Can I trust you? Right here. Yes, I can. I choose to trust you. I do. I trust you and I choose you. It doesn't mean it's always going to be easy, but I'm willing to plant that brick. I already know that I'm willing to try. I already know that you're worth trying. I already know that I can forgive you and get through pain with you. And I know that I can trust you too. It's difficult. That's the red thing, remember? But being able to plant that red brick on top of fear and doubt is what gives me the foundation to plant a green brick. Okay, can I actually trust her? Well, I'm willing to. So here's a green brick on the next layer, okay? The next question Could I do better? Am I actually going to be happy at the end of this? I know that we're willing to try. I know that she's worth trying for. I know that we can get through hard shit together. And I know that at the end of it, I'll still be able to trust you. I might have some scar tissue from it, right? Some of these boxes we had to fill in with some fucking super glue and stuff, so that there's scar tissue in here. But eventually I know that I'll be able to trust you. Will I actually be happy with you? Is the next question. Like, yeah, I could force myself to trust you and commit to you, but am I actually going to be happy, or is there someone that's better for me? That's the next question. And if I don't plant that box, if I open myself to that idea and I just keep what we already have, right? This goes up, so I know that I can trust you. I know that I can forgive you. I know that you're worth trying for. I know that you're able to try. This is the question, right? Well, this is the question. Is there something better for me? And if I can't fill this box in somehow, if I can't fill this box in, then I won't be able to plant the next question. If I open myself to the idea that maybe there is something better than Allison, this box will get eliminated. It's the same problem that we had down here, right? This box never got planted. Is there someone better than me? Maybe. But I'm going to choose to reject that idea, because if I get distracted by that, then I'm going to miss the opportunity to plant the next box. That you are the woman that I want to be with, right? And the question now, this one, instead of being an X, actually gets a question mark on it, because we didn't omit this box. We just aren't sure what it looks like. Okay, she is good enough for me. I don't want someone better. I want Allison. I don't even know if there is a someone better, but I don't want to go looking for it. I want Allison. The question is she going to love me back? Right? And that's probably the hardest one out of all. I know that I want you. I know that I trust you. I know that I forgive you. I know that you're worth it. And I know that we're willing to try, right? Because every layer, we're willing to try. We're willing to try, and you're worth it. We're willing to try, you're worth it. There is going to be pain, but I know that we can forgive that, right? So each layer we add a box. This is the real question, where we're at now. Is she going to love me back? I already know that these 5 boxes, these 5 layers have been built. Can she love me back? And if I look at fear and doubt and all of that, is Allison going to love me back? And I hesitate to turn this box green, and I'm like, I don't know, I should take care of me. I'm not going to be able to lay the next brick, right? Is Allison willing to love me back? Or should I just focus on me? I'm going to take a gamble and think that you could love me back, right? Which means the last question is when. Which is scary, right? That's a scary question. When? And I could turn away from that too. When? I don't know, but if it takes too long, I'm going back to me, because at least I know what that looks like. You know, there's all this fear and doubt over here as I move towards Allison. Okay. Is it worth trying? Yes. Is she a good person? Yes. Do I actually want to be with her? Yes. Is she capable of hurting me? Oh, fuck yeah. Am I capable of forgiving her? Is she capable of forgiving me and then building trust? Yes, we can do those things. Is it possible to actually fall back in love? Yeah. But when? And if it's 10 years from now, I'm like, ah, fuck, I'm not going to wait 10 years. No, no, no. I'm going to go back to me, because at least I know what that looks like and I don't have to mess with any of this, right? But when you actually think about it and look at it, every time I plant one of these green bricks towards you, yes, it's possible. Yes, you're worth it. Yeah, you'll hurt me, but yes, I'm able to forgive you. Can I trust you? Yeah. Do I love you? Like, honestly and truly love you? Yes, I do. And the last question here is when. And I'm going to trust that whenever that happens, the timing is right. I don't want to wait forever, but I also don't want to demand that it happens tomorrow and miss out on it completely. So the question is when, and my answer is when it's right. You know? So in the beginning there's all these questions, and ultimately the question is, who actually is Allison? Is Allison gonna try? Is Allison a good person? Is Allison gonna hurt me? Am I able to forgive Allison when she does? Is she able to forgive me? Will I trust Allison? Will I love Allison? And all of these questions about you are essentially saying, who actually is this person? I know that I like her, but who is she? And all of these questions are rooted in fear. Maybe she isn't a good person. Maybe she will hurt me, right? And as we go through life together and overcome these things, the boxes that we've already established stay established. She is worth it. I do trust her. There's some pock marks in the trust box. There's some pock marks in the pain box, right? But yeah, you do make me happy, Allison. And yeah, I do trust you. There's some freckles in there, you know. But yeah, those boxes are green. And as we build up, look at the number of green boxes compared to the number of red boxes. At the end of the day, you are worth it. You're more than good enough. You're better than good enough. You actually make me really happy when you aren't being a complete jerk to me. You actually make me extremely happy. Do I trust you? I do, actually. I do trust you. Do I care about you? You know that I do. But do I care about you more than myself? Yeah. And sometimes that's painful. But I do. You are precious to me, and I would not want to. I've done it in the past, and it's a mistake. I put my own comfort over things that you needed, and it was a mistake. I should have put you first. I do care about you more than myself. What's cool about this, though, is that in the beginning there's fear and doubt right here, but look at the distance between us in the beginning. You lived with Austin, you know? So not only are we physically distant, but I also just don't know all of you as a person, right? But as we start going up like this, not only are we overcoming that fear and pushing it down, overcoming that fear and doubt, but I'm actually moving closer to you as a person, to where I'm not overcoming the doubt of if you'll hurt me, but the uncertainty of who you actually are. I do know you, and I do love you, and I do choose you. Love. And the boxes, the bricks that I'm gonna plant look a little bit more like that. I do love you, Allison.